Now, y'all already know what time it is. It is time for the mess. So let's get into it. What's going on, you guys? It's be your boy Scotty by Nation TV, and we're here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, okay? And we're here to talk about a couple of things today. Main thing being Jussie Smollett's sentencing. Yes, indeed, we will be getting into that. But before we get into anything today on Yes for the Mess, let's get into what we have in store for Scotty by Nature TV's channel. So the Whether You Like It or Not panel will be on this third season, and we will be talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and that panel will be back on May the 2nd. So be on the lookout for myself, Terrence, Josiah, Yarrell, Really B, Sakina, and Brandy Chanel. We will all be returning to the Whether You Like It or Not panel in May, all right? Next up is The Influence, which is a show that's a 10-episode show, which will star myself and Reggie. It's a musical show. We will be discussing nothing but the history of music, nothing but black music discussions, black music only. So be on the lookout for that. Also, you already know that Roasted Review is already back in the building. The Holy Trinity, myself, Terrence, and Josiah. We will be talking about Candy and the Gang, as well as Love and Marriage Huntsville. We already did our very first episode this past Wednesday, and it's doing pretty well. Thank you guys for all the support, and thank you guys for tuning in. Next week it will be on Giving You the Real Teas channel. All right, like I said, it will be a rotating panel. It will be on my channel, T's channel, and Josiah's, and next week it will be on T's channel. All right. Next up is Boys Night Out. We will be returning this Saturday at 8/7 Central, but it will be in the vein of a vlog. Yes. You know, we went on a trip to Atlanta last month. And we had a great time. We documented it. We just had such a great time. We documented most of the trip, and we got even closer on this trip. So it would be in the vein of a vlog. So you will be seeing the getaway vlog on Saturday at 8/7 Central, and we will be back for the official new episode of Boys Night Out on March the 26th. Okay, and not to mention Who Was Wrong is also on the horizon. It's also a 10-episode series. Who Was Wrong and The Influence are both limited. Okay. They're brand new. I don't know how people are going to receive them, so that's why I'm giving them 10 episodes, just 10, just to see how they do. And if they do pretty well, I will bring them both back. But I have my 10 people for Who Was Wrong. I just need 3 more to respond. That's all I'm looking for, and that's it. So without any further ado, now that we got everything else out of the way in regards to the channel, it is time to get messy. Okay, that's what it's time for. It is time for us to get messy, period. All right, so we're going to start this thing off with Cardi B. Now, Cardi B has been in the vlogs recently doing what she does best, and that's argue with people on social media. Does she ever get tired? But however, we're going to get into this article here from the jasminebrand.com where she talks about the criticism that she's been receiving from her fans. Okay, so let's get into it, shall we? Cardi B don't even look like herself these days, y'all. But however, here we go. So Cardi B is clapping back at people responding negatively to a photo of her son. After sharing a glimpse of her baby boy on Twitter on March the 9th, she was accused by some social media users of being attention seeking and insincere. The rapper, aged 29, addressed the critics in a string of tweets and seemed to be so frustrated that she threatened to delete her social media accounts altogether. The photo featured a close up of what appeared to be her son's face. That's all y'all would get. Cardi B captioned the image. It seemed to be a sincere moment between Cardi B and her fans, whom she affectionately calls the Barty Gang. But even that was taken out of context as people accused her of seeking attention. She responded to the criticism in a tweet saying, "How people mad because people was asking me to see my son," and I replied, "It seems like I can't do nothing or say nothing these days without people getting irritated. Maybe I should delete my social medias or just die, because WTF." She added in the follow up tweet, "If I post, it's because I want attention. If I speak my mind, it's because I want attention. If I post a pic, I want attention. If I talk about my kids, which I'm with every day, it's because I want attention." Like, WTF. Fans rallied to her defense and encouraged Cardi B to tune out the noise and focus on her work. "You right, babes. I'm going to let people have their fun," she replied, "because my next single is Super Pressure." Cardi B welcomed her son in September of 2021 with rapper Offset, whom she married in 2017. She has kept his identity a secret, but teased on Twitter once that she might reveal his name via a face tattoo. She and Offset also share a daughter, Culture, who was born in July of 2018. What do you think about the response from fans about the photo that she posted on Twitter? Okay. And my response to Cardi B is that she's a big ass superstar, and I'm pretty sure she gets a lot of positive comments versus negative comments. And this ain't even me trying to be hypocritical, because I'm going to tell you this. I get criticized because I respond to the negativity. And I get a string, I can have a string of positive comments. Positive, 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 positive. I read all my comments all the time. I read them. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I don't. I read my comment section all the time because I want to know what people are saying. And not only do I want to know what people are saying, I want to know what people are saying because it makes me want to improve on what I'm doing. It's just like when I used to look at LSA all the time, even though it was crazy with some of the stuff they would say. Some of the stuff that they would say had a whole lot of merit to it. Like, they would suggest certain things even though it wasn't in the most positive tone, but it made a lot of sense to me. So I went and did certain things to improve my channel. So a lot of me improving my channel is because of them. So I do look at comments. I do want to know what people have to say because I'm all about elevating. I'm all about, trying to take my channel to the next level. These people that are talking about me are the people that are watching my stuff. They're the ones that give me my clicks and my views. So even though I'm going to run my channel the way that I want to run it, at the same time, you know what I'm saying? All I'm trying to do is, elevate. There are some things that people may want to see me do that I may not think that I can do, but I could at least try it. That's my thing. So I'm slowly but surely trying to get out of responding to negativity myself, because sometimes you could be having a good day and you're reading these comments and somebody could just come out and say some of the most heinous things to you for no apparent reason. And I have the urge to respond. I gotta clap back. I don't gotta clap back, but I gotta clap back, if you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I feel like I gotta clap back, period. But I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to say to Cardi B. It's like every other week she's arguing with people on social media. Every other week, she's arguing with bloggers. And at this point, she should be used to it because she is a public person. She is someone that is in the public eye. Everybody's going to give their opinion, whether we like it or not. I'm someone that's open to scrutiny as well. And even though I don't like it sometimes, I open myself up to this when I decided to do what I'm doing. Just like I'm open to, just like I'm sitting up here criticizing her, I got myself open to scrutiny too, so people can criticize me. So this is just a lesson that me and her both got to learn. It's to not respond to the negativity. Like, why are we responding to certain people that we probably would never meet? Why are we constantly giving light to people that we'll probably never see? You know what I mean? It was just like one time when we was in Atlanta. Actually, it was a picture that I posted on my YouTube community wall with myself, Maddie, Josiah, and Jamar. And while there was nothing but positive comments, nothing but people talking about how handsome we were, nothing but people saying how much they loved us together and how much they wish Terrence was there with us. Not only was there a lot of happiness to see us in the same room together or seeing us hanging out together outside of our little boxes, there was one comment that said that we were all ugly. And I decided to respond to it and give that bitch some light when this was a bitch that's been coming on my shit for over a year now that does nothing but hate on me from the sidelines and go to other YouTube platforms and talk about me in the comments as well. So it's just like, why did I give her that energy? Like when all these other people was giving us so many great comments, I should have been focused on that. So sometimes we get too caught up in the negativity and we amp it up by giving them that energy because that's what they want. So Cardi B either needs to stay off social media like that or just not worry about what people got to say. Because I know that I complain about the little hate that I get, but Cardi B is on a bigger scale than me, so I can only imagine what type of shit that she gets on a daily basis. But all I can say is, girl, keep it moving. Fuck these people and keep on doing what you do. That's all I can say to you on that. So yeah, it is what it is. I just pray for Cardi B because I feel like her mental health is being compromised by this shit. And yeah, that's how I feel. Hold on, you guys. So yeah, that's how I feel. So my prayers go out to Cardi B with this situation. I don't want her to have to do nothing to herself or nothing like that because it is what it is. And that's that. So, however, the next story is Candy Burris. Okay. Now we already know we've been talking quite a bit about Candy Burris since her show came out. Her show Candy and the Gang came out this past Sunday. Y'all know that I'm reviewing the show, and you know that me, Terrence, and Josiah are talking about it on Roast and Review, pretty much. Okay. So we already know that with Candy's show coming out, we're also waiting on the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 14 to air in May. That's when it's coming out. And Candy Burris is talking about why Real Housewives of Atlanta will survive without Cynthia or Portia. Okay. So I got an article here from page 6 and probably some audio to go along with it. And we are going to talk about it. I'm going to read the article first and then we're going to play a little bit of the audio too. Okay, so let's get into this mess, honey. Okay. Even with two peaches gone, the Real Housewives of Atlanta is juicier than ever. In a recent interview with Page Six, veteran cast member Candy Burris explains why season 14 of the hit Bravo reality show will survive following the departures of Cynthia Bailey and Portia Williams. Listen, they are dearly missed, but the show will survive without them. Burris, age 45, says while promoting her latest Bravo spinoff, Candy and the Gang. They are definitely loved by fans, and coming into this, I was kind of nervous doing it without them, but it turns out that we needed this change on the show. We needed to mix things up, and it turned out really, really great. Bailey and Williams' exits made room for a cast shakeup that includes the addition of former Olympian Sonia Richards Ross and the overdue promotion of Marlo Hampton from beloved friend of to full-time housewife and yet another reprisal role from RHOA OG Sheree Whitfield. Burris tells Page Six that this trio, along with her returning co-stars Kenya Moore and Drew Sidora, gave it their all while filming the next installment of the show. When I say that the girls came to slay this season, they came to slay she enthuses, adding that Richards Ross, age 37, got caught up in the drama. I mean, you can't help it on this show, right? Adds Burris, who has appeared on Atlanta since 2009 season 2. I love the fact that she was genuinely trying to build real friendships amongst this group, whereas I feel like in the past, everybody's got so comfortable with just only being around each other when we had the film. Meanwhile, Burris notes that Whitfield, age 52, brought a new energy to the Real Housewives of Atlanta that her past stints may have lacked. The She by Sheree designer previously appeared on seasons 1 through 4 and returned as a friend of in season 8 before signing back on as a full-time cast member for seasons 9 and 10. Whitfield skipped out on the next 2 seasons but briefly appeared on season 13. She came back more transparent than she ever was. She used to be really private, no doubt. She shared some things in the past, but this year she's just extremely vulnerable with all that she was dealing with, says Burris, noting that Whitfield's relationship with ex-con Tyrone Gillums would take center stage. Sheree shared so much of her personal life that I don't think I'm not singer elaborates. She was just being her true self in a way, and I feel like everybody is going to root for her from the beginning to the end. And then there's Hampton, who Burris bumped heads with. We were saying some really mean things to each other. Let's just say that. She says of an explosive fight caught on camera. I don't even know how they're going to edit it. edited to be clean, but it was terrible. However, Burris clarifies that her friendship with Hampton is back on track today, telling Page Six, "We're cool now, but there was a moment where I wondered how we were going to come back from that fight." Hampton wasn't the only one tried to battle Burris. Moore, age 51, came for her as well, though Burris notes that her longtime pal was unsuccessful. She tried to come for me one time, and I gave it back to her. You can't try me. I'm not going for it, Burris says with a laugh. Go try that over there. Don't try that with me. Try Jesus, but don't try me. That's how I feel. Despite their scuffle, the women were able to patch things up. Over the years, Kenya and I have really built a real friendship. Like, we really call each other, check on each other. Burris says of more. She's pissed me off a little bit, but I think the thing is about us is that we will only go so far because we have a genuine love for each other. The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 14 has yet to receive a premiere date, but Candy and the Gang airs on Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Bravo. Now, I think there is some audio here. So I already got my Bluetooth speaker right here so y'all can hear it, and I'm gonna play it for y'all. So we're gonna get into the audio. Wait a minute. Hopefully there's no ads, because if it's some ads, child. Okay, there we go.
Around the corner, what can you tell me about your experience with season 14? I know you mentioned that at first you were a little worried with the cast shakeup, but it turned out better than you expected.
Yeah, way better. I mean, who wouldn't be worried? I mean, we lost two major peaches, two people that a lot, the fans love, It was a little scary coming into it, but when I say the girls came to slay this season, they came to slay. The new girl would be Sanya. Sanya Richardson, she's a wonderful person. But yes, she got caught up in the drama. And I mean, you can't help it on this show, right? But then, I mean, I love the fact that she was genuinely trying to build real friendships amongst this group. Whereas I feel like in the past, everybody got so comfortable with just only being around each other when we had to film and just being like, yeah, bye, after the fact. We lost a little of that. So now I feel like we actually really try to be there and support and reach out to one another, and that makes it different. On top of that, everybody was transparent about what was going on in their lives, whereas before I felt like everybody was caring about their brand and didn't want to do certain things or show certain things. And it's like this season, when I tell you, Sheree definitely shared so much of her personal life, things that she was dealing with in her relationship. Everybody wanted to know what happened with Tyrone. You're gonna find out. And then with She by Sheree, trying to see her pull that all together.
I saw that you said that Kenya gave some really crazy reads throughout season 14. Did she ever? No, she's the queen of reading. The library is always open with Miss Kenya. Yeah. Did she ever read you?
She tried to come for me one time. I gave it back to her, but like, you can't. I'm not going for it. But somebody else got. Try that over there. Don't try it with me. Try Jesus. Don't try me. That's how I feel.
It's so interesting you say that, because as a viewer over the years, it seems like Kenya will come for everyone and anyone, but it seems like she is typically very careful with you. She clearly has a lot of respect for you, and it's almost like she's aware of how beloved you are by the fandom. Like, everybody loves Candy. Do you think that your stature within the fandom intimidates Kenya, or makes her think twice about coming for you?
I don't know about all of that. What I will say is that over the years, Kenya and I have really built like a real friendship. Like, we really call each other, check on each other. So it's a different type of relationship, I would say. I think that's what it is. Now, she says what she thinks and how she feels about certain things. She tried me to this past season that you will see, and she pissed me off a little bit. But I think the thing about us is that because we have a genuine love for each other, we will only go so far.
With the season being so hot, did you miss Portia and Cynthia at all?
Oh, I don't want to sound like I didn't care about them at all. Like, that feels so bad for me to say that. Listen, they are dearly missed, but the season will survive without them. You know, they are definitely loved by the fans. And, you know, like I said, coming into this, I was kind of nervous doing it without them. I really felt like, oh my God, what is happening? But it turns out that, you know, we needed this change on the show. We needed this change. We need to mix things up. And it turned out really, really great.
You mentioned the return of Sheree, but I want to get a little bit more into that. We're finally getting the fashion. We're getting the felon boyfriend. I mean, what what was
The
it like?
felon boyfriend.
What was it like having her back? And do you think that she sort of infused a new energy into the show that maybe she didn't have when she did the show in season 10?
Yes, I feel like there definitely was new energy with Sheree. I think she had a point to prove this year. Not only that, I think she came back more transparent than she ever was. Like she used to be like really private, you know, like she would share some things, and no doubt she shared some things in the past, but this year she just was extremely vulnerable, you know, of what she was dealing with, and it wasn't about trying to comfort people. She wasn't doing that. But no, she was letting them have it when she needed to. Okay. But it was just, I don't know. It was just, she was just being her true self in a way that I feel like everybody's going to root for Sheree from beginning to end.
Now, I got to ask you, Nene, she has said a lot about wanting to possibly come back, trying to have a conversation with Andy Cohen to facilitate this return. What do you think about Nene potentially coming back to the show at some point?
Listen, I always think she's good TV. You know, she don't really like me half the time, and it's okay. I still think she's good TV. So if she ever came back, I'm fine. But I don't really think it's really our decision. It's really like I think her and Andy should talk if that's, you know, if that's something she wants to try to make happen, you know, or the powers that be at Bravo, you know, that's who would be making that decision. I don't think any of us, any of the ladies on the show, I don't think anybody has anything against her. Yeah. I mean, we
Yeah.
all have our drama with her. That's a
Yeah.
different. I think people think just because you've had, you know, beef with somebody that you don't want to see them be on the show, and that's not the case with Nene. Like, yeah, we've all had our arguments or our back and forth, but you know, I don't think anybody is saying, "Oh, she doesn't deserve to be on a TV show."
And what can you tease about your own season 14 storyline? How would you sum it up? How would you describe it?
I think obviously we're going to be dealing with some of the things that my husband and I struggle with as far as sometimes sometimes he feels like he gets overshadowed. You know what I mean? As far as it's concerned with, you know, me doing everything that I'm doing, but sometimes we do things together and he never gets credit for anything. And so I guess that can make somebody feel away. And so you will hear that discussed.
Alrighty, so that was the full audio of this here stuff that's going on with season 14 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I must say that I'm ready. I'm ready for the Housewives of Atlanta. I don't care what none of y'all got to say. I'm ready for it. I don't care what nobody say. I'm ready for it. I think we all are missing the Housewives of Atlanta right now. I'm thinking that we all want it back quick, fast, in a hurry. I think we all do, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see why Kenya came for Candy. I want to see why Marlo came for Candy. I want to see why Kenya and Marlo are into it. I want to see why Sanya and Drew got an issue. I want to see why Sheree and Drew got an issue. I want to see. I want to see what's really going on here. And I heard that Drew is in a lot of shit. I heard that Moneyetta Shaw was in a lot of shit. I want to see what's going on. I'm ready for it. I think we need this new energy around this show. I think that that's what we needed from the very beginning. I mean, let's just be real. Like I think that that's what we needed. Period. Like I feel like this is what we needed. Like I know they brought back Sheree, and I really wasn't here for the whole Sheree coming back stuff because I'm just over them bringing back all these old people. Just bring in a new set of girls and keep it moving. But we gonna see. But I've been hearing nothing but great things about this season, and I'm ready to see what it's gonna give. So we're gonna move on to Chris Brown. Now, as you guys already know, Chris Brown was out there in the blogs for being accused of assault. And it was told that he may be getting off because of the text messages that he had. I did a video about this the other day. Now he is demanding an apology right now. And I got an article here from the jasminebrand.com where we discussed it. So let's get into it, honey. So Chris Brown wants an apology from those that accused him of assault. R&B singer Chris Brown says that he wants an apology for being accused of assault. The chart topping, the chart topper seemingly addressed the newest development in his rape lawsuit via Instagram. Damn, y'all owe me an apology, but I won't be holding my breath waiting for it though. A woman recently filed a $20 million lawsuit against the artist. She alleged that he DRUGGED'd her and SA'd her back in 2020. Earlier this week, text messages believed to be between Brown and Jane Doe were leaked. The woman reportedly sent several messages asking to meet with Brown along with nude photos of herself. Report says that the text messages were sent after the alleged incident took place. Based on the screenshots provided, the woman continued to contact Brown long after he stopped responding. The Go Crazy singer also posted a video in which he plays an audio snippet of Jane Doe's voice allegedly heard in the clip. The woman's lawyer allegedly stepped down after the damning evidence was uncovered. Now, Chris Brown is reportedly filing a lawsuit against the woman for making false allegations. Okay, and rightfully so. And rightfully so. Now, I, for one, never said that Chris Brown was guilty, but I also never said that he was innocent too. But what I will say is that I don't put none past nobody. That's what I did say, and I don't put none past nobody. I don't trust these men. These men out here, they be doing stuff like that. But I never said that he was guilty. I was gonna wait and see what was really going on here. But I'm glad that he proved his innocence with those text messages and that voice recording. I'm glad that he did that. And I'm glad that he's fighting back by filing charges against the lady for even lying on him the way that she did. So kudos to Chris Brown for doing that. I think that she deserves whatever she gets when it comes down to that, because you can't be going around here lying on folks just so you can get some money. That's all this was about, was some damn money. And you know that, right? Y'all know that's what this was about. Y'all know it was about some money. Y'all know it was. Y'all know it was. We ain't even finna act like we don't know what it was about. We know it was about some money, child. So, Chris, go ahead and do your thug this or do your big one. File your lawsuit and get what you need to get. So that's how I feel about that. It is what it is. Now we're gonna go on to Young Jock. Now, apparently, Young Jock aired somebody out for an accusation in regards to a MURDER accusation during the morning show. And it was a lot. There was a lot to talk about. Okay, so this is also from the jasminebrand.com. Let me look and see if they got some audio from this, because if they do, I'm definitely going to play it for you guys. They do got some audio. Okay, so I'm definitely going to play that. Okay, so without any further ado, we're about to get into this article right now, and then we're going to continue on. Okay, so the article reads: Did Young Jock accidentally air a murder accusation on his morning radio show? In addition to being a rapper and a reality TV star, Young Jock born Jaceel Robinson is the host of a Streets 94.5 radio show. Earlier this week, while on air, Young Jock's radio antics might have uncovered more than he was prepared to handle. The 41-year-old entertainer called a woman, reportedly named Marie, on a three-way call with the man she previously ghosted. Initially, the man, who said his name is Don, remained muted while Jock asked Marie a few times to explain why she cut things off with him. Marie said Marie shared more than once that she didn't want to talk about the situation on the radio. She added, I think it is in his best interest that I don't go into details. Eventually, Don spoke up and said, I want to know exactly what's going on. That's when the call took a left turn, and Marie revealed that she cut Don off because he allegedly murdered her brother. She said, when we were at the kickback, you and your homeboys were in the kitchen talking y'all big boy gangster talk. And do you recall what y'all were talking about? Specifically, the situation happened in July 2020. After Don asked Marie to enlighten him, she continued. So in July 2020, they were talking about they were talking about that they robbed a guy and they shot and killed him. You don't remember that, Don? Y'all where the gas? Y'all were at the gas station. She added, "Well, that was my brother that y'all were talking about. The guy that you shot in Killed was my brother." Following her serious accusation, Dawn hung up the phone. Marie then continued her story and said, "Oh, I'm positive it was him. They were at the gas station. They were talking about the gas station they were at and everything. How many times they shot him and just laughing and joking about the situation." She added, "And the whole time I'm putting pieces together like, hold on, they're talking about my brother and we haven't even found the people that killed him. So now I know that it was him, and this is why I didn't want to talk about it on the radio. It is unclear if the phone call was real or fake. However, Jock did share the video from the call to his Instagram page and asked, wow, what were we supposed to do?" Okay, so let me see something here. I think that this is the audio right here. So we finna play it. We finna play it right about now. So let me go to here. Let me go to this to this Twitter page. I think I should have just did it from the actual website because child, listen. Yeah, okay, this is it right here. Okay, there we go.
What's going on? I mean, what's really going on? You know, since we on the platform and you really want to know what's going on. I do. Yes, I want to know exactly what's going on. I messaged you a few times, just hung out, no response. Did he cheat, man? Did he cheat? No, he didn't cheat. Where he was at the kickback, and your homeboy is in the kitchen talking about big boy gangster talk. Do you recall what I was talking about? A situation that happened in July 2020. No, y'all was talking big boy talk. Y'all was talking the gangster talk, but y'all did. So you don't recall what y'all was talking about at the kickback? Yeah, no, I mean, enlighten me. What was they talking about? What were they talking about? So, July 2020, they was talking about that they robbed the guy and they shot and killed him. You don't remember that, Don? Y'all was at the gas station and y'all shot and killed. You remember that? Maybe I don't know what you're talking about. Well, that was my brother that you was talking about. Oh. The guy that you shot and killed, that was my brother. You like, yo? Hello? Hello. He hung up the phone. They no thinking. That's all.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. That was deep. Okay. And that was deep. That was deep as I don't know what. That was deep. That was deep. And I I just don't know. I listen. Hold on, you guys. Just give me a second. Cause so basically it's just like, are you serious? So who I've never heard of nothing like that happening on the radio. Like that was crazy. And I can only imagine what young Jock was thinking at the time because it's like, child, really? Yeah, y'all really doing this on the radio? And the dude hung up the phone. So I want to know what is gonna come of this. Like, is this an ongoing investigation? And my thing about it is, you said that's your brother that he shot. So it's like, if that was your brother, why you never went to the authorities about it? Why are you protecting him? There's something wrong with that story. But yeah, that's all I can say about that. We're gonna go into Ryan Coogler, okay? He was wrongly targeted as a bank robber. Okay, he's the Black Panther director. Okay, and this comes from TMZ. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, there should be some audio here, but if not, It's okay. I'm just gonna read the article to you guys. So, and it has been updated as well. So I'm gonna read the original article and then the update. So, bank staffers mistakenly, let's see. Okay, let me see. Ryan Coogler tells TMZ this situation should have never happened. However, Bank of America worked with me and addressed it to my satisfaction, and we have moved on. Bank staffers mistakenly thought that Ryan Coogler was staging a robbery, so they called the cops, and the famed director actually ended up in handcuffs briefly. According to an Atlanta PD report obtained by TMZ, Coogler was detained after stopping into a Bank of America to make a transaction back in January. A completely legal transaction, mind you, but that's not how one teller took it. Coogler walked in rocking shades and a COVID face mask, and not uncommon, of course, but he handed the teller a withdrawal slip that had a note written on the back. We're told that his message read, I would like to withdraw $12,000 cash from my checking account. Please do the money count somewhere else. I like to be discreet. Understandable considering the amount of money he was getting. But this led to the teller thinking something suspicious was going on, and cops were called for an attempted robbery. When officers arrived, they detained two people waiting outside for Ryan in the SUV and then went in and brought RC himself out in handcuffs. After an investigation, the police said that this was all just a huge mistake and that the fault lies with the BOA employee who was described in the report as a pregnant black woman. According to the report, when the teller went to make the transaction on the computer, it triggered some sort of an alert. So she told her boss Coogler was attempting to rob the bank and they called 911. In the end, the cops realized that there was a screw up and Ryan had done absolutely nothing wrong. Sounds like Ryan wasn't too pleased. The report notes that he asked for badge numbers of all of the responding officers once everything was released. He's been in Georgia a lot over the past year filming the sequel to Black Panther, which itself has been a drama filled process with the cast injuries and alleged COVID conspiracy talk. I think this is the call right here. I think. Let's see.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive.
No, child, that's just a podcast, honey. So, yeah, that's it. I just want to know what made her think that he was trying to rob the bank. That's all I'm wondering. What made her think that he was trying to rob them? That's weird. That's very weird to me. I'm just really trying to figure that out. What made her think that they was trying to rob him? Like, I don't know, but I'm glad that he was able to get out of it because I would have hated for him to go to jail over something that never really happened. I would have hated for him to go to jail over something that really didn't matter. Like, he didn't do nothing wrong. So, and he would have had a lawsuit on his hands. I don't know if if I was him, I'd still try to sue their ass, to be honest, because that was some fucked up shit. Y'all gonna arrest me for nothing? Because this idiot decided to call the police for no damn reason. Child bye. But y'all, that's pretty much it for that one. Now we're gonna get into Jussie Smollett. Now that's the biggest story of the day. Now Jussie was sentenced to 150 days in jail for lying to the police in the hate crime hoax. Now I got that's the last story of the day. I got an article here from CNN, and we're gonna get into it, y'all. So let's get into this lying ass boy. Okay. So former Empire actor Jussie Smollett was sentenced on Thursday to 30 months of felony probation in order to pay restitution for more than $120,000 and a $25,000 fine, and to spend 150 days in jail for making false reports to the police that he was a victim of a hate crime in January of 2019. After the judge announced his sentence, Smollett lowered his face mask and said that he was innocent. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this. The actor told the judge before turning to the court, and I am not suicidal. If anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. You must know that. Just before he was taken into custody, the actor yelled again that he was innocent and raised a fist in the air. Cook County Judge James Lynn spoke for more than 30 minutes before announcing Smollett's sentence, telling the actor that he wrote the script and picked the actors for the hoax, and that his premeditation for the act was an aggravating factor in this case. There's a side of you that has this arrogance and selfishness and narcissism that is just disgraceful, the judge said. You're not a victim of a racial hate crime. You're not a victim of a homophobic hate crime. You're just I cannot pronounce that word for nothing, pretending to be a victim of a hate crime. And that's shameful. Smollett, age 39, was found guilty in December on 5 counts of felony disorderly conduct for making false reports about what he said was an anti-gay and anti-black hate crime. The actor, who is black and gay, told Chicago police that on a frigid night in January 2019, two unknown men attacked him, yelled racist and homophobic slurs at him, and poured bleach on him and wrapped a noose around his neck. Celebrities and politicians rushed to defend him publicly, and Chicago police investigated the case as a possible hate crime. But they soon determined that the actor orchestrated the incident and paid two brothers he knew from the Fox drama empire to stage the incident for publicity. Smollett maintained his innocence under oath during the trial, and the jury convicted him on of six felony charges after 9 hours of deliberations. While a conviction for disorderly conduct for a false crime report is punishable by up to 3 years in prison, it is rare for the judge to sentence an offender with no prior felony convictions to prison time for the charge. Prosecutors urged the judge to give Smollett an appropriate sentence, pointing out that the fact that the actor has never taken responsibility for his actions, saying that he may have hurt efforts of real hate crime victims to come forward. Smollett's attorneys argue that he should be given a more lenient punishment, such as probation, citing his lack of criminal history and community service he has performed. They read several letters which attested to that part of his life. Before announcing the sentence, the judge also spoke of the leading figures in social justice circles that asked for a lenient sentence for Smollett. You do have quite a record of real community service and quite a record of attaching with people. I'm mindful of pleas of mercy, particularly from people that are in the arena. But ultimately, the judge said this act shows Smollett's dark side. Lynn had discretion in imposing a concurrent consecutive sentence for each of the 5 counts. Smollett attorney Tina also argued that on Thursday the guilty verdict should be overturned and a new trial granted based on legal errors leading up to and during the trial. Sean Weber, deputy special prosecutor, said in response that her arguments were meritless and that the conviction should stand. Judge Lynn denied the defense's request, saying that he believed that Smollett received a fair trial. The incident effectively ended Smollett's acting career. His character was written out of Empire, which ended in 2020, and though he has since directed and produced the film, he's yet to appear in another TV or film acting role. In court last year, the brothers were among 7 witnesses for the prosecution at the trial. They testified that Smollett directed them and paid them to stage the attack in an attempt to garner sympathetic media coverage. Who was in charge of this thing? Jussie was. Smollett testified in his own defense to deny any such plan and said he paid the brothers only for training, advice, and nutritional tips. He cast doubt on their true motivations and said he had a sexual relationship with one of the brothers, which the brother denied. The primary question at sentencing was whether or not Smollett, who had no prior felonies, would be sentenced to prison. Special Prosecutor Daniel Webb did not file a recommendation for prison time ahead of the hearing, but did emphasize in December after Smollett's conviction that the actor was not repentant at all when he testified during the trial. CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney Joey Jackson previously told CNN that the judge could give Smollett probation, but Smollett exposed himself to jail time when he testified in court. What Jussie Smollett said was resoundingly rejected by the jury. The jury did not buy what he was selling, and that was not lost upon the judge. You came into the courtroom and fabricated. In addition to City of Chicago, filed a lawsuit against Smollett in April 2019 after the actor declined to pay the city $130,106.15 for the police investigation. Court documents show Smollett filed a countersuit in November 2020. Chicago's Department of Law noted in the city's suit over 2 dozen police officers and detectives spent weeks working on Smollett's case in 2019, resulting in 1,836 overtime hours. Following Smollett's conviction in December, the city said that it intended to continue pursuing its lawsuit. All I gotta say is this right here, and then I'm gonna be up out of here. Jussie Smollett put that on himself. All he had to do was come clean about this shit, and I think that he wouldn't even have to do all that time. I think he probably would have had at least some probation and some community service. And I believe that's the punishment that he should have had. But instead, he wanted to play hardball and still say that he innocent when he know that he not. No. You didn't take responsibility for what you did, and that's why you finna sit your ass in jail. And it's very unfortunate, and I hate that for him, but it is what it is. So, Jamal, we'll see you when we see you. And that's all I really got on it, to be honest. That's all I got to say on it. He brought it on himself, and I really hate that he's in the place that he's in. With that being said, y'all, this be your boy Scotty. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share, click the notification bell so you can be notified when the video drops. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter, and IG is down below. I do follow back on IG, so if you want me to follow you back on IG, be sure to hit me up in the DMs with the hashtag Mrs. Team Scotty, and I would definitely follow you back. With that being said, you guys, your boys out of here. Until my next video, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace out.